Hello, welcome to our first episode. I'm really happy you are here. So today we started our project and we kickstarted the school management system, and we are already here with a beautiful landing page. So in today's episode, in the 2 hours time, we built this amazing section, the landing page, and you can see it is really beautiful. And we did not just only do that. We made it responsive. You can see that it is fully responsive. As you can see from here, everything is responsive, and I will try to maintain the responsiveness throughout all the things you are going to be doing. I will try to make sure that everything is responsive. Okay. So after that, we also went ahead and hosted this, and this is Next.js 15 we are using, and we went ahead and hosted this online. You can access it on schoolpro.versailles.app. It is live online, and that is not enough. We also looked at the new library I created. I created a whole entire library of components that I'm going to be adding that are beautiful and free. They are built also on top of Shard, most of them, but they're just like these components that you will rarely find in places of free source codes or free components. You just go here and you can see already we used the pricing component. You can preview, you can copy the code, or you can even check out the component, the live version of the component. Really nice, and you check its responsiveness. So this is the one that we used, and we also have all entire, right now there are 14 components. As you can see, we have carousels, we have pricing, footers, and the sidebars. So the footer is the one also we used. You can see we modified it into this. If you just go to the footer, it became to look like this. Really nice and really modern. Yeah, this is what just we did in the first episode. If you're just like pumped to get started like me, jump in and let's get started. Hello, welcome to our first episode. So today marks our first episode of building our school management system. And in our previous episode, which was the preview or the overview of the application we are going to build, it really went well. And today we are going to start our first episode. And in this episode, we're just going to try to build our product landing page, that is the school management system. We are going to build its landing page that viewers or the users of the system will view. And then we'll go ahead and also build some other pages. We can put the login, then we can also put the dashboard, so that we have those pages set. And also I'm going to make these videos to go up to 1 hour strictly, so that they are somehow very easy to watch. They will be maximum 2 hours, but they will be between 1 hour and 2 hours, or it will be less than 1 hour. So depending, but I don't want to make them like the usual ones of 4 hours or 3 hours. I will be making them like 1 hour or 2 hours maximum, so that they are very easy to follow up and to watch. So where do we start from? So before we get started, there are some points I want to put across about the school management system. Now, this application itself is a very broad, is a broad SaaS, or is a broad application that you'll find has tons and tons of features. Okay, so it is very good before you build any software. This is not only for school management system, but before you build any software, it is really good that you spend some time aside and you do some research. Okay, and you understand deeply the industry you are trying to build the software, understand the trends and so many other things. And that's the points I'm just going to take you through that you're supposed to look at before you get to dive into building this software or this application. I know after building this is going to be specifically for your country. most so you're going to find most times, or most of the times, is going to be for your own country, because education system tend to be really, really different in different places. How the curriculum is, or even how the classes are arranged, they tend to vary from continent to continent. So depending on which continent or which country you are in, you might be having a different education system that you need to understand very well, and then when you're building this application, is custom to that system. So having said that, I want to take you through the points you need to consider as we are going to build this, so that it is really suitable for your industry and it makes sense to you. As I'm just going to be putting in features in the application, there will be general features most times, others there will be general features, but you need to understand very well so that you can maybe deeply go and customize for your country. So the first one is understanding the problem solution fit. So you might just like build an application. Most school management systems have failed to work, and not like I've just like seen many. Most people are telling me they have school management systems, but they haven't gotten any school to adopt it. And sometimes is just like they're hustling, or they implemented a lot of features that these schools don't want. So the first thing is understanding the real problem you're solving, not just what you think needs to be solved. That is a very big point, by the way. Ensuring your solution actually addresses user needs rather than creating a solution looking for a problem. So it is very easy to start creating fancy features, and then you start like looking at which problem is it going to solve, instead of saying there is this problem and we are creating this solution. And for you have the solution that you are looking at the problem which it is going to solve. You have to understand and address that. And I was going to skip this, but it is very important that you know about this. Identifying if similar solutions already exists and what makes yours different. So if it is possible, try to see if you can get a free trial in any of the existing school management systems that are in your country, and then start like benchmarking how good or what are you going to improve in yours, instead of just like building without knowing what is the market standard is. You may just think building something that is really below to standard, like in terms of features that are already existing in place. So you need to really make some kind of research and understand that, okay, I'm building this and it is competing with this one, and competitively it has the features that can make it stand out. Then another one is user context. And user context is about who will actually use the software, the technical proficiency of those users. Sometimes, for instance, school management systems is going to be used by administrators, teachers, and even parents. And these people not take surveys, and how you use the language used in the app, how you put things. They need to have a very, very, very easy UI to understand, because they are not so good with software. The environment where they will use the software, you find in the office, wherever it's going to be used at the gate. So you have to understand where, and sometimes other people, they find that they don't have computers. So they have a software, but then the school you are going to implement in, they don't have software. And that's why some people have decided to provide also a one desktop computer for the software. Like when you buy the software, they also give you one desktop computer, and it is, I think, to solve this problem. Then there is business requirements, core features that provide actual value. Then nice to have features that can be developed later. Revenue module and how it affects technical decisions, compliance requirements in the industry. There's why you find some things like data privacy, HIPAA, the HIPAA for healthcare, and some others. So you have to understand those things before you go deep into providing. Then there is market dynamics. We have to understand whom are you competing with. You have to look at computer analysis, industry trends, and others. So I wanted to show you this part. It's not like a very simple part, but I wanted to show you before we get started into coding. So let's just get started right away. So just going to use Next 15. However much I got some issues using like React hook forms with Next 15, but we're going to use Next 15 in our build, and we'll see if we can ship this with Next 15. So I'm just going to go in my folder here, which is having YouTube builds. I'm just going to create here. I'm just going to go to terminal here. I'm just going to say, so we're just going to use pnpm, I think, this time. pnpm, and then we're just going to say pnpm create next app. I think we just say create next app, and then you put the name of the app. Let's say here, this one is going to be School Pro. Let's just say School Pro, just like this. School-Pro. So I'm just going to see if this can just say pass add Next.js. So do you want to use Typescript? Yes. ESLint? Yes. Yes. No. Yes. And we are going to use Turbo Pack. So they introduced this Turbo Pack now, and we are going to use it. And then we have import. Yes. So I'm just going to wait, and this we try to install our Next.js app. So while it is installing, I'm just going to take you through some of the things. One thing I want to tell you, of course, we still have access to the starter kit. We are going to use some things in the starter kit. We might or might not download it to use some things, just in case if I use like this frequently asked questions, I might just like use this one. One thing I just want to introduce to you right now is that I built some simple components. So at first I didn't want to really to build components, but after like really writing in the documentation, if you just remember the desktop docs, the documentation here, I was really putting in components. If you remember, we have reusable components. We have also reusable forms. So I added even these ones. So I end up looking at it as I really need a component library. Like I need somewhere to have some components I can just like copy and not just like reusing somehow those components that I've built in the past or we built in the previous videos, instead of rebuilding the same things. So you can see like here you have these ones, but these ones I was having challenges in managing them somehow. So I wanted a place where we can have the components alone. So I went ahead and on this one, you remember we built this one on YouTube. If you want to check it out, please go ahead and check it out, where we built this component where you can put this template system. So we built this template thing, but now I added in something small called UI components. So if you just click here on UI components, there are not so many so far. I think the total there are 14. I'm just going to be adding, as we're going to be building different pieces, I will be adding them, the components there, so that it becomes very easy to get started with. So we have, for instance, some nav bars, sidebars, we have pricing sections, footers, and carousels. And these ones are going to be really, really helpful in building our UIs really faster. Okay. Yeah, so we'll be using some of them today in our build, just so that we just like go faster and we really build this. So I'm just going to go here. We are done. Just going to cd into School Pro. I'm just going to say code.-r. So I'm just going to open this in a VS Code. And let's go ahead here and run pn pm dev. So you can see right now it is using TurboPack. The fact is, TurboPacker is really fast. The only frustrations I was getting are people haven't moved to React 19, most of them, and if this disturbs us, we might switch back to 14.25, but hopefully we're just going to run with this. I'm just going to go ahead and open this in the browser. Okay, so you can see we have Next 15 here. Our application is running and everything is okay. So I'm just going to go here and we start customizing everything. So I'm just going to start in the app router. There is nothing really much changed. They just they brought back our public folder. There is nothing much they really changed. We are going to be discussing for those like the caching. They changed the caching, the cache. So that one we'll be seeing how it is going to affect us, but otherwise nothing much was changed. I want to start by changing the fonts. So I just want to change the fonts, and I'm just going to do it by going to layout, and this is why we are using the fonts. I don't know if the Next.js team, they put this one for it to be able to run faster, the application. I'm not sure why, but we're not going to use this guest that they indicated. So I'm just going to go simply to Next.js documentation, which you can actually go here. And in the docs, you can just go and change for the font or fonts. So you can see we have Google Fonts, and you can just copy this and then bring it into the app. So you can just go ahead and replace this where we have so we have Inter. You can just go ahead and remove these ones and even these ones. So this is why you put the class name to use the font. If you just look at it here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. So I'm just going to replace this class name. So if I just do that, you will see that we change it to Inter. So you can just like refresh. If I check the font, this is Inter right now. But the one I want to use is going to be Rethink Sans. So I'm just going to come here and I change to Rethink Sans. And then this one is going to be okay. So I think that's the only thing we just need to do. Yeah, so this has changed to Rethink Sans. Okay, so let's just get started with putting some of the things. So basically what I just want, I looked for a simple landing page. I normally use Framer when I'm looking at SaaS templates. You can just go to Framer templates and look for the SaaS category. They always have like really nice templates, and then you can just simply clone that one when you're just like building instead. So just going to try to get some inspirations from this design so that we can design our page. Yeah, so this is going to be the UI we are going to try. The reason why I just use this one, it's not going to be exactly like this one. We are going to use our own components, but just going to follow the same structure. It's just because it has a nice dashboard here that they used here, and then it has these top features which you can see here, that this is a nice bento grid. So just going to try to build this one. It has like almost the structure of this. It will favor the school management system, since the school management system has a lot of features, and this would be suiting, or it would be nice to showcase all the features that you have in the app. So as the custom, we're just going to start by deploying this. I normally tell people it is very easy to deploy an application when you have not done anything. Like this here, it cannot fail to go ahead and deploy. So we can just go ahead and create on GitHub. So you open your GitHub, and let's go on GitHub and try to actually deploy this. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to say School Pro. So I'm just going to call this School Pro. So you can just also get another name, and then I'm just going to make it private, and then I'm just going to create the repository. Then after this one, I will just simply copy from git commit, and then I will just go ahead and come here. The repository is already initialized, so I will just go here and I say git, and I'm just going to say, and by the way, this time they added for us the .env here. You don't need to add it. This time they added .env star, so this one will just add all the environmental if you have it. So here I'm just going to say git add dot, and then I will just go say git commit. Now I can paste this just like this, and I'm just going to refresh here, and then I will just go to Versailles, and let me just go ahead and put this project. So I'm just going to put it on my paid account. I'm just going to add projects, and you can see School Pro is here right now. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to click deploy. So you can see just need to get this one deployed before we add anything, so that we just be making every commit, every time we change, we make some changes, we go ahead and deploy. Okay, so just going to start by adding the navigation. So I'm just going to go here and create a folder for components. So just create here components just like this, and then I will also modify the home page. So you can just come here on the home page and I say RFC, and I'm just going to say home, and I'm just going to put h2 of home page. Okay, so you can see, congratulations, this went through without any problems. School Pro right now is live. This is very important, guys, to start with the deployment. I'm going to always encourage people to deploy right away instead of waiting when they have piled a lot of commands. So let's go in and get started. So right now I'm just going to close this and go back to the localhost, and you can see we have this here. The home page is looking like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and start now. We're going to start with our site header. So we're just going to add our site header, and right away let's create we'll create two groups one is going to be the beginner said I should also make this one beginner friendly. So I'm just going to try to make this beginner friendly by I'll be explaining a lot. So when you have a Next.js application just like this, and you want to create like a different group of routes, for instance, you might be having a dashboard which has a different layout from the front end. Then you have also for authentication. So you can just find that you have also maybe authentication, which is using another different layout. So you may find you have like your layout like this. Inside the app, you can have one for the front end, one for the dashboard, and one for the authentication routes. So just going to actually create them in this same in this. We'll have this one, and then inside this, so I can just like say inside this one we'll have front end pages. For instance, this is where we have home, features, pricing. So even if you just want to create these ones, the landing page, and then you can now go ahead also for this one is going to be the auth. So the auth is going to be having login and then register pages, and then finally we have the dashboard. So you can just have the dashboard just like this. So these ones can be the three layouts we are going to consider having at first. If there is any other layout, we'll add it on later, but right now these are the three groups we need. So I'm just going to go here. We have the first layout. You can see this one. So this is a global layout that works on the entire application. So inside this app, we're just going to create three groups. The first one is going to be like the back. Okay, just like this. Then we can have the front. And then we can have the auth. So you can just have like another group of auth. So we have these three groups, and in the first group, this one is where I want to put our page. So you can just drag this inside this, and then I can also create a layout here. So you can just say layout.tsx, and you can say RFC. I'm just going to call this one a front layout. And it's also going to take in the children, and then children are of type React node. And then we can just like return the children here. Okay, so this one is for the front. Then we have the back. Now in the back, this is where we are going to put the dashboard. So here I'm just going to create a folder for the dashboard, and still in here I'm just going to create another layout. So basically what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy this layout here. Okay, I'm just paste. So this one is going to be the dashboard layout. And then finally So this is the layout for the dashboard layout. And then we can just create the page. So here, dashboard, we can also put the page.tsx rfc, and then just going to put h2 of welcome to dashboard. And then finally, we'll have the one group for authentication, and is going to be in this. So in the auth layout, I'm just going to also create this one. It will be for the auth layout. Okay, so even in the auth, I'm just going to go ahead and create there at least one page. I'm just going to create here login, and let me just put there a simple file of page.tsx rfc. I'm just going to say h2 of login, just for testing purposes. So let's go back to the UI here. So you can see the home page is still working. Okay, if I just route to dashboard, you can see welcome to dashboard. And if I say login, you can see login. And we just have to test those layouts. But right now we have our three groups. Let's start with the front end, the front layout, which we are going to build the landing page. So the landing page will need this we'll need this here. We'll need this nav bar. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it site header. So you can just go in the components and let's create site header. .tsx. So we'll use our components. So as I've said in the beginning of the video, I created this simple component library that I'm going to be putting really a number of components, and I will be adding according to the demand. Like if I'm working on a project, and I will be adding those set of components so that we use them in our project and we keep reusing them in other projects. So in this one, I added a couple starting point for these ones. You can see we have nav bars. You can just come and click on nav bars since we want a site header. And I just like put the standard ones. We have one which is a simple one. You can see this one, and you can just go here and you preview it very well. You can see it is here. This is the normal standard one without mega menu, and it is responsive. So all of them just like they are responsive and you can see them. So that is one. We have three components right now, and I'm just going to use this one. We have also the fixed one. This is the one you are seeing here, the Vercel fixed header with mega menu. You can see it is this one which is fixed on top here. Okay, if you want a fixed one, then you can use it as mega menu, as you can see, and it is also responsive. You can just come here and see the code, and then you can just add this code. For now, I'm just going to actually use this one. I'm just going to use this one. So I will just simply go here to the code, and let me just go ahead and copy this code, and I'm just going to paste it in the site header. I will just change this to site header, just like this. Now, if you hover on top here, you will see you need some components which are definitely from Shad. So let's go ahead and add Shad to our project. So I'm just going to open here, and let's go ahead and add Shad. I will just go to Shad, and then I will just going to go ahead and add Shad. Installation, Next.js. I haven't read what they wrote here on the Next 15 plus React 19. Using Shad use UI with Next React 19. The following guide applies to any framework that supports React 19. I titled this page Next 15 plus React 19 to the people upgrading to Next.js 15. Find it. The first one is here. If you're using npm, you can install shadcn dependency with a flag. Will prompt you to select the flag and then to require to this. See upgrade status for the React 19 support for each package. React 19 is now RC and tested supported in latest 15. To support React 19 package, maintainers will need to test and update their packages to include React 19 as a peer dependency. This is already in progress. So you can check if package lists React 19 as a peer dependency by running this. So I don't know if we should just like really add or use Next.js 15, because I was testing it with React hook form, and it had some errors concerning React 19. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead, and the solution here, you can see they put you have to use force. This is what I've been using. Actually, I had not checked here. You have to use you add this force here, and then it works. The solution 2 is use React 18. You can upgrade React and React DOM to version 18, which is compatible with package you are installing, and upgrade when the dependency is updated. So you can update to 18 using sidecn on 15, using ban. So you can see here, how do you proceed? You have to use force, adding components and everything. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use 15. I don't know if this is really production. We're going to build a gigantic app with React with Next.js 15. But just like use 15, we'll figure out on the way if it needs like any upgrade or not. So I'm just going to go to the installation Next.js, and then if you're using 15c guide, I don't know, is there anything you're supposed to use pnpm here? Let's first see if we just get any errors. I'm just going to stick to the default, and then for this one, I'm just going to use Slate. I will use yes. Okay, so we have added shard cn. You can just go down here. Now we can add our first component, button. We just add the button here, and I see. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and add now other buttons, other components. So on the install, and this, actually I can just add from this one. So let's see the ones we need. We need the navigation. So here just going to say navigation menu. Okay, then we have the sheet, and then I think that's the last one we need. Okay, so we have this. Now I want to go ahead and use this site header. So now I can just go use this site header in the front layout. So in this layout here, let's go and add site header, just like this. Let's go back to the UI here. Okay, this is a different layout. Let's go on the home page. Okay, so you can see we have this. We need to go ahead and add, I'm just going to add the, so in the site header, you can see this is finishing the whole entire screen, but this is working perfectly. I'm just going to give this a max width. So I can just go to the site header. We can just have this as a max width. I'm just going to give this a max width. I'm just confirm. Okay, so we have here the container. I will put a max width of 6XL with MX Auto, and then we see. Okay, so this is great. This will be great. So we're just going to go ahead and we'll maintain or add these ones. So for this, I'm just going to add the logo where we have this. So a logo, I want to add School Pro. So I will create a logo. So if you go in the header here, there is why you see this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and create a new component here called logo. So logo.tsx rfc, and let me paste this. Is going to be our logo, just like this. And I'm just going to go here, instead of this icon, I'm just going to use a graduation cape, and then I'm just also going to use here School Pro. Now to make it somehow fancy, I can give it different colors. So the word school, I'm just going to add a span. Then this text pro, I'm just going to give it a different color. Text blue, maybe 600 or 500. Let's see. Let me use this logo. So in the site header, I can just come here, and then I will use this logo like this. So it is good that like a logo you create you create it its own component, because we reuse it in very many places. Okay, and it is going to take also to be small, medium. We'll be using it in different places. For now, let's go ahead and look at this. Let's change a little bit to have only one. So remove this. And I don't think we need this one, do we? Okay, let's just first see. Yeah, I think we can just like leave it to have this icon and then this one. I think this is okay. So next we have this one, and I believe it is responsive. Okay, so you can see this is already looking great. Okay, so what I just like encourage everyone is to go to cloud, or you can go to ChatGPT, and then you need to prompt the school management, start like a chart that you're going to be updating, and give it some information to start with, about the school management system you want to build. Now there is a document. I will leave this link to this document, school management system structure or content. I will leave it in the link. By the time you start watching this video, this document will be there. Find the link to this document and download it. It has some information. Will be just, I created just like sort of like an information bank, or a knowledge bank, where we're going to be using or copying some things, like features, text. Instead of rewriting it, you're going to be copying from here. So it is good that you do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this one. I want this one to be updated, and I get features that are related to school management system. Now the school management system would not talk about the features in details, but it has a lot of features. We are going to have school management, student management model, which will have student registration, enrollment, profiles, academic history. We'll have a lot of things. Academic management module, curriculum planning. We'll not put a lot of all of them, but we'll be putting the ones which are the first ones that we need to first add. But these are going to be the modules and all the things inside those modules. Communication module, which is going to have the emails, SMS integration, push notifications. We have financial management, which is going to have fee, online payment processing, transport and management module. So you just have this document, and you will go through and see all the things, how we are going to do them. Okay, so yeah, and so what I want is, I'm just going to give to cloud this one, and it modifies for me this array of features. Okay, I want it to modify for me the array of features. So it is as easy as going here in the main site header here, and just go here. We have array of features. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell cloud to modify this. Hello, please modify this array to add all the core features for the school management for the school management software. So I'm just going to add the array. I'm just going to say remove all the existing items and add the new ones, but with the same structure, but with the same structure. So you don't want to modify the structure. You can even just like put here icon, title, description, and then this time you're just also going to add the href. Okay, so to add the href, here remove all the existing item and the new ones, but with the same structure here. Yeah, you can say please add the href key. So this one, I think it will understand what I want, and let's just see if it can modify it, and it gives me all the features now for the school management instead. This is going to be so much helpful instead of wasting a lot of time. We're just going to have all the features, and the way they are there will create each individual, will create the sections. So down here, I'm just going to go ahead and replace these features, and let's get the icons. We have users, we have the graduation cape, we have the message square, we have $sign. I don't know if $sign was already existing. We have clipboard, then we have the bus, and then we have the bar chart, we have the book open, we have calendar days, then we have file text, we have the shield. So you can also just go ahead and copy them from this one. You can pause the video and just copy them and add them. Okay. Okay, so let's go and see how it has modified now here. So if we just go back, I'm just going to close the starter kit. I don't know if we'll need it. We'll download it for now. Okay, so you can see now they're just like this. So since there are many now, we can create them to be a grid of 3 instead of just having it this far. We can modify this. We create it as a grid of 3. Let me see if that one is easily modifiable. So I can just come to features, view all. So you can see here we have a grid of grid cores 2. So you can just come here and instead of 2, let's make it grid cores 3. Okay. Now we can also increase the width. There must be a max width here. Let's just like make it 800. Yeah. And then also these links, just going to limit to 2 lines instead of just like having all of them. The descriptions are too long. Okay, so on this description, I'm just going to add a line clamp of 2 lines only, so that this one becomes really manageable. Yeah, so right now this is okay. So we have the school student management, financial management, analytics and reports, examination report, academic management, staff management, resource, notes board. So this, you can see this looks really nice, and someone can click on view all and then goes to the link for the features. Otherwise, you can click on these individual links. Great. So you haven't even had the get started. This one also we are going to make it a link. So you can just go to get started down here. You can see right now, get started, it is not a link, but we can just make it a link by putting a link inside here. And let me specify the href to be maybe contact us, because I'm just going to say contact us, just like this. Okay, so right now we are good. We can change this and also give it as a child, just like this. Okay, so this looks great. We can leave home. Now we have here, we are going to change this to pricing. So these other links that we have in here. So we have the features. Okay. We have the features, and then we have other links that we have. For instance, there is home, there is features, then there is LAN. So this one is going to be pricing. Okay, so even this is going to be pricing, I guess, with the hashtag. So I'm just going to say hash, just like this. Then another one is, I'm seeing here, academy. This one, maybe you're just going to name it on how it works. I don't know what we can put on this one. How it works, maybe. I really don't know, like the we can also just like ask ChatGPT of the apart from features, which other navigation links can we add here. I can also just go ahead and ask that, apart from features, give me 3 other navigation links I can add. So okay, it didn't understand. It created another whole thing. Solutions for schools, colleges, training centers, then resources, guides and documentation, case studies, blogs, webinar, API documentation. Now, I don't think we just need this. But as it said, you can just like add use cases, or you can just like add maybe we can, I don't know, just like first leave it like this for now. Okay, I'm just going to first leave it like this, how it works, features, and then home. Okay, so we can just like make sure that on small screen everything is still also there. You can see these ones on the small screen, they are okay. So on the small screen also we need to modify the links. Down here you can just have pricing, academy. So this one is maybe how it works, or whichever link you try to put. Okay, so we have this free. Now the header is done, and we just consider this one done. Now we could also create one button here. Depending on how we are going to create this, someone to sign in or to get started, we're just going to see here on the hero section. So the next thing to add is now the hero section, something that looks like this. Okay, so we could just go ahead and do this, write this, or we could just go ahead and I'm just going to do this, open here, and I'm just going to go to V0. And so I'm just going to screenshot this. Small things like this one, really, there is no big deal of like designing it. I'm just going to go ahead, capture this, copy it, and then let me take it to V0. I'm just going to say, please design for me this hero section. Okay, so you can just say to design for us this simple hero section, and then we use it. Meanwhile, I'm just going to create this component. In the components, so now I'm just going to also put the components for the front end and the ones in the back end. So let me create here a folder for front end. So I'll be putting all my components inside this folder because there will be so many. So you can start with the hero section.tsx, just like this. Now you can just go here and get it here, whichever it has done. We just see if we can modify or use it just like that. So add it here. I'm just going to say here hero section. So we need to install the badge. So I'm just going to go here and add the badge just like this. Okay, so after adding the badge, we can use this hero section. Let me just go back to here to the page. This is going to be our first section, just like so. We can check it out here. We see how this one looks. We'll give it a max width also. And in fact, here we can just give here from here a class name and then like max width of 6XL MX auto. So here I will just call this main. Okay, so I don't know which layout I added this. Which page did I add this? I can check. There is nothing fancy here we have added. I don't know why it is not showing. Let me refresh. Okay, it is not really showing anything. Hero section, front end. What is the problem? Okay, let me just add some text here. Home. Okay, is our server running? I just confirm the server is still running. It looks like it's running. Let me just start it one more time. I don't know what is going on. Okay, so either we are in a wrong page. So we have the layout here. Let me just go slowly. We have here the children, and then I've created in my components this export default, this one, and then up here I have the layout for this and the page. We have the back, which has also the layout and has this dashboard. We have the front, which has the layout with the site header. Okay, and then with the children here, and then inside here we have this. Okay, so what is going on? Let me first check on others. The dashboard, the login, and then the home. Oh, this there is no. Oh, okay, so it is done. What is I don't know what is all this space. Oh, I remember. So this zero section, it has a lot of this min height of 8 VH. Okay, this is how I created my own bag. So when I was creating it in here, by the way, this maintain with mega menu, if you preview this, you see that I gave it, in order to see this drop down of items like this, I had to give it a min height of 100 view height. So now I'd already forgotten, and it caused instead it became like a bug. So if you just go back here, let's go ahead and remove the min height, and we should be good with the min height removed. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, this not from this one, from the site header. So let's just go to the site header and remove this min height. So in the site header, I have somewhere you're going to see here, it is position sticky, but I have there somewhere this height screen. So basically this height screen is a container wrapped, but it is not doing anything. So you can just go ahead and remove it. Okay, so now you can see everything is good. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this text I added here. So I'm just going to remove this one. Now, yeah, so we have this one. And then, so it is weird because of this, I think the max width. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the max width from here. I will be putting it inside the sections. So for instance, this one, min height width is full. So you can just like find a way somewhere to put it inside. Whatever you see a container is a good place to put it a max width. Okay, so you can see the whole section now finishes the page, and it is really nice. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and if you just like look at this, I want to make this also like a title. if you look into this one, we are using this thing almost everywhere, somewhere like top features, so we might just like create it as a component. Okay, so in the first place, this badge here, so I'm just going to call it, I will copy it and I create a small component for the small title, small title .tsx rfc, and this is going to use is going to return a badge. Let's first go ahead and say small small title, import the badge, and then we can add the text here. So I'm just going to pass in here a title. Just I will do title to string, and then I will use the I will use the title here. Okay, so was it outside or inside? Let's first check here in the hero section. Okay, so the title is outside. This is outside here. So if you just go back here, we can bring in the small title, small title, just like this, and let's give it a title of welcome to School Pro. So I'm just going to say here, welcome to School Pro, and let me just remove this. Okay, so we still have the same thing, I believe. I don't know why I can't put this here. So I have the same thing here. Welcome to School Pro. Okay, and then now we have all these other words. So for the hero section, check in this content here. So I'm just going to check in the content and check here at the beginning. I have different versions. I have like number 1, number 2. You can just like choose whichever you want. I also generated them with Cloud ahead of time, just to save us some time. Just like this. So I'm just going to use one of this smart school management made simple. There is this your complete school management solution. So I'm just going to try this one. Okay, for this your complete school management solution, and then I will add a description. Okay, just copy this and just add it here. And then for this 2 buttons, you can see get started free, and then there's view features. So get started, it doesn't have to be get started free, but we can just say get started. Okay, try for free. I think try for free is also maybe here we just say get started. I don't know, and then see all features. Okay, so we're just going to see these buttons where they supposed to take you. So now we have the get started. I'm just going to make this, give it one more thing here. Just going to say rounded full. Okay, let's just say this one be is rounded full, just to give it a nice touch. So I'm okay with this. Maybe we should also just give it to be blue, since these are going to be, I don't know, like, are we going to use blue as our default? We could just go ahead and change these buttons. The default becomes blue. From shade, you can just go to themes, and then you can just, like, I think you can change theme from where? Customize, and then you can change it to blue. I know this is how the blue button will look like. I don't know if we are okay with this to turn everywhere, but I think we can just like use it. So just copy this. Okay, do they have, I don't know, we can just like copy this and then like paste it, copy and paste the code into a CSS file. So global.css, I think this is the file we have to modify the layer. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see everywhere we have like these changes to blue. So that's how easy you can change the theme. Okay, great. So I think that's a good start. Next is the logos. I don't know, do we need the trusted by? You can just go ahead, maybe add the schools. You could add the schools that are using this, are using your system. That is, if you have them, you can add the schools that if you have the schools which are using your system. I don't know if that is okay. This one, the one for the logos, I don't know if we need to add that section really here down to the schools that are using our system. And I feel like this should be like bluish or something, but let's just not change so many things. Yeah, this is looking actually okay on the small screen. Okay, so what do I put next? Which section do I need? Okay, just like for the way this is trusted by 500 plus production companies. So for the logos, I think either it is Tailwind UI or, let me see, Tailwind UI logo cloud. Not sure if it is this one. Yeah. So you can just like use this one. We don't need to make it really as much fancy. I'm just going to go here, make this React, copy, and then let's add the schools which are using. Okay. So here you can just say I'm just going to logo cloud. Okay, just say logo cloud .tsx logo cloud. By the way, these days people are naming components in this format, small letters, and then they make this side capital. So the components, the component has to be in camel case, not camel case. I think this one is called what? Pascal case. Logo cloud. Okay, so you just copy this. Trusted by what? Most innovative. So can you say here trusted by best schools? You can, I'm just going to get that CTA in short, but they just go ahead and put here logo cloud. So when it comes to creating like content and this, you don't need to hustle, just use AI to generate or to give you the titles you're supposed to use. For instance, this. Just a second. Okay, so let's continue. I'm just going to go ahead and I can just copy this and then I give it to cloud here. I'm just going to say modify this title. Okay. To okay, so trusted by what? So you can say here modify this title for this section where we show the schools that already using the system. So if you just get like what it is, this one, or you use trusted by leading education institution worldwide, empowering excellence in schools across the globe, join thousands of schools already transforming education, powering success at top of school worldwide. The choice of forward-thinking education leaders, trusted by schools, making a difference in education, partnering with excellence, helping schools across all countries. So which one? It normally tells me here which one to use. Okay, so I'm just going to change. I'm just going to only pick one at random. This one. And let me just go and here and modify this. Okay, so now for the images, these ones will be like different logos for the company. What we can do is we can create an array for them. Instead of putting them like this, we can create an array. So I'm just going to say const schools, so that it becomes very easy to modify this later on. So if you just look at it, maybe you're just going to put a school name. So I'm just going to say the school name, and then the logo, I'm just going to put this. Let's say here school one, and then source src is going to be this one. Okay, so let's go 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one I've already added. Then we have reform. So I'm just going to cut this, and I'm just going to add it on. This one is going to be reform. Okay, next is tuple. So I'm just going to cut this tuple. So this one is tuple. I'm just going to change the image. So remove this. Next is cervical. So just going to cut this and just go to cervical. And then just add this here. Okay, so lastly is statamic or statamic. Cut this starter. So I'm just going to change this one to statamic, and then this one to this. Okay, so remove this one. So let's go ahead and map. So just going to say schools dot map, and then we have item just like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and return this one. Start by giving this a key of I, and then this one is going to be item dot name, and then src is going to be item dot src. Now we have this. We can leave the width and height, and we can change this to use next image. Okay, if we put next image, it will bring us an error, I believe. If I just do this, it didn't bring us an error with this Tailwind UI. Okay, but I believe we're supposed to change like something, but doesn't seem like it has any problem. So here you can indicate the schools, the school logos, whether they are big, and this is clearly responsive also, you can see, and you can modify it the way you want. Okay, so next this image here. So I think I will just like simply add this image in a card. Now since we don't have the images, you can also just go ahead and download this image. I don't have any image to use right now since we don't have the dashboard. So for now, I'm just going to get this, and let me just go to the Fabric. And I'm just going to add this. So maybe I'm just going to add here images, and then inside here I'm just going to add this. So I'm just going to call this dashboard. I'm just going to say dashboard. Okay, so here I'm just going to say to create another component inside the front end card. So this one is going to be maybe we just call it the preview, dashboard preview. Just name it in dashboard preview.tsx. Okay, the dashboard preview.tsx, just like this. So we can just go ahead and bring a card. If you just look at this, it's just simply really a card, just to give it that. So I'll just go here and go to components, and then you can just go to here and get a card like this. Code. Okay, I'm just going to copy everything and just add here. And this one's going to be dashboard preview. Now some things we don't need here, so many. I'm just going to remove everything here in the card header and also the form. And also I'm just going to remove the card footer here. Okay, and then here we'll add the image component from next image. Sorry, just like this. I will add the source, which is going to be stroke images stroke dashboard.jpg, and then here alt is going to be dashboard preview. And now for this one, I'm just going to give this a card of width is full. Okay, and then for now I'm just going to also put this in a div, just in case if I want to give it a max width. So let's go ahead and check its dimensions. 2016 by 1210. Width is 2016. And height is 1210. Okay, so here I'm just going to give this a class name of width is full, just like this. So we can see all the things we don't need, all these ones. So the only thing we just need to add is the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the card here. Go in here and let's add the card, just like this. Okay, so let's go and use this dashboard preview in the page here. And if you look in the logo cloud here, see the paddings here. I'll just copy the same padding, and you can also, it has also the max width here of 7XL. I wish I could just like copy these. Now we first copy this class name, the first one, add it to this dashboard preview class, and this one we could just leave it like this. And now we can just like add the one of dot max width of 6xl, and then dot mx auto. Okay, let's see at what this looks like. Okay, so you can see we have this. Let's go ahead and add the padding to this card, more especially padding top and padding top and bottom. So inside the card here, I'm just going to add py. Do I need to add it on this? Py of 8. Maybe let's make it 4. And basically padding here, just going to say margin top of 4. And this one is supposed not to be on the card. Let me first go to this content, class name, margin top of 4. Yeah, so you can select this is good enough. Now the image, we need to give it also rounded. I think we could just like give, the card is already rounded. Could just say here rounded XL. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. So at least this is good. So that section also is done. There is nothing much we have on that section apart from this, and the logos are not really very far, so we could just stick with 24, and also this one, let's stick with maybe 16. Okay, so just here, yeah, this looks fine. Next is where we have all these features. Okay, so we have the first grid, so I'm just going to create this features section, features grid, features grid.tsx. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and create this sort of grid. So we'll first have this, and then have this heading. Okay, so what I'm just going to do to simplify this, I'm going to go ahead and just going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm just going to screen this one. So select from here up to down here for now. I'm just going to capture this and copy. I'm just going to television design for me this beautiful features features section. Okay, so this is how you can just like be using AI. Like most of these things, like I don't feel like you just go unless you just like practicing you're practicing Tailwind, but if not, then you can easily get I don't know what is this. Like the way it can create its own things. Now I don't know where it is exactly getting this. Like where did it get this exactly? Because oh, okay, this is another. I didn't see that this is another image. Okay, just like first get this, and we're just going to see how we are going to create some things out of it, because this head, as you can see here, it is being used in different places. um okay, so I'm just going to go to visit and I first get this. Okay, just get this. I'm just going to the features and I'm just going to go here and I say grid. Okay, I call it features grid and I'm just going to say here grid. Grid features. Grid features, then here's going to be grid features. Now we don't need a form here. Okay, I'm just going to use this. It is using grid, the first card, and then in the second card, this part of the content, all of it is not the form. It is going to be also an image. So here's going to be an image. So this input is not required. In other words, I'm just going to go and bring this also in the page. Grid features. Let's see. Okay, so we have it just like this. Maybe we just have to give it max width. So where we have the container is where I'm just going to say max width of 6 Excel MX Auto. Okay, so now we start with here. We're just going to add some of the features. Okay. So here we need how many features do we need here? If I go back here, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, so we need 7 features. I'm just going to go back here. I'm just going to say that I am creating the features section on the website. Give me the title, description, and 7 core features or core modules with their titles and description. Precise. I'm just going to put here in precise. Okay. The modules, put them in array. So just like this, trying to get the features and the 7 core ones, the one you are going to be using. Let me first get a title here. All-in-one school management platform. So you can just like add it here. So we wanted also to make this section like section header. I'm just going to copy this. Sorry. I'm just going to make this a section header. I'm just going to add one thing before I copy it, and that is the small title. So on top here, there is a small title. Okay. And the small title here is title features. Just like this. And now let me copy it. I'm just going to go here and I say section header. So section header.tsx, and you can say RFC, and just return this. Here is going to be section header, just like this. Bring in the small title. So right now we just have heading here and the description. So we'll just bring in 2 things here. We'll have title, heading, and description. Title, heading, and then description. And then you can just come here and let's give them title is a string, heading is a string, and then description is also a string. Okay, so you can just come here and you say title is equal to title. And then this one is going to be the heading, and then this one is going to be the description. Now you can just go use the section title in the grid features here. Section header, just like this, and we can pass in all these things. The for instance, the title is features, and then we can pass in the heading, the one we got from here. You can just like say heading, and then the description, So lastly is the description. Just like this. Okay. If you go back here, so you can see all-in-one school management platform. Let's first remove this first one, this one. Okay, so you can see features, all-in-one school management platform, and then this. Now we can start like working on the features one by one. Let me first add this image this side. So in this one, I don't know what is this. I don't know if it was trying to put like a design or something. I don't know. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and get these images. And by the way, there is we can just like get a place to get all these images. You can use this Chrome extension. This Chrome extension is called download all images. So you can just like use this Chrome extension. But just you don't have to publicize these images. We have to use our own images for the app. As we are working on the dashboard, different places we can add these images. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get the here. I'm just going to get the images, and then I'll be it is here getting them as we are moving on. So yeah, we are, let me just be putting on the data. So we have here an array of features from here. I don't know if I just need to copy this array for now and add it here. You can I don't think like this needs the I don't know if you need an icon, but for now let's have the icon. I think these are like the same features we added there. Which I think we could just like export them from the header. But just like leave them like this. I'm just going to go here and remove these two. Leave only the modules as an array. Just like this. So this array is what I'm just going to cut, and they add on these features. Just call these features. Okay, so we can just go in this first section, for instance, here, and then we get the first feature, for instance, the title. So you can say features, don't want to type, so you can just say features, and we can just like say at 0 get the first one, and then we can say title. Same thing here, the description. Okay, just like that. And we need to get also the image. So in this features, instead of the icon, this needs to be an image. So you can just like say image, and let's get the images. I don't know, I left when this is downloading. I don't know what happened. I'm just going to wait for a second. And to my notice, the time is already getting to 2 hours. I have to end this video whether I want or not. I don't want it to exceed 2 hours, guys. I just want these to be short. I don't know how I will do it, but I just need them to be short, really. Let me just go here in this fabric images. So here I'm just going to do this, extract. I don't know if it will be possible to finish what we wanted to finish in this. I'm just going to get just some image, and then I use that for now. I can actually just get only one image, and I use it over and over, but in images. So we could also just get a placeholder or something that we can use for all our images. I'm just going to say placeholder, and you can delete all these others. I will not need all these images. Just go ahead and delete. So did we delete ours? So I just delete, or let me just leave it here for now. It is huge. Okay, I'll just have only this image as a placeholder, and I'll be using that one for now. So here I'm just going to say images placeholder dot, and just see placeholder dot jpeg. Okay, so on all these others, I'm just going to do that. Just copy and maybe I would have left the icon. Yeah, let me just leave the icon. I will just add instead just the image. Okay, so for now we can just come here and we use the image. So you can say features, and then we say dot image. Okay, and then for this we can just also use features, and then we say dot title. So if you just go back, you see you have this image here. And now student information system, just going to do the same to the second one. Okay, so for this, let me see these ones are actually just almost the same. So I guess I can just copy this, the card title, in fact the card header. So just go here, card header, like this. So I'm just going to say 1, also 1. It also has the image, so I'm just going to copy this image. I will not put these ones. I will just simply put inside the card content. I'm just going to add dot padding of 2. I'm just going to make this one also 1. Okay. Don't need the, I don't know if we just need padding, this space Y. Okay, so this like positioned. We could just like give instead width is full. Yeah. Okay. So you have these things here, and then like we have others. Now since we are just out of time, I'm just going to go ahead and add the quick ones. I have the footer plus the pricing section. If you just look at the time, it is exactly 2 hours, and I just want to finish this video, but at least let's add one more thing. At least 2 things. The footer, that is the easy one, so I'm just going to go here in the React UI components, and we have somewhere the footers is actually only one variant. So let me just get this footer at least. Go to code, I'm just going to copy this, and let me just go to footer. So we just go to front end and create the site footer, actually site footer.tsx, and add this. I'm just going to rename this also to site footer, actually site footer. Okay, so we need to add the input. For now, I'm just going to, for purposes of the design, I will just like add it input, just like that. Okay, let me just go ahead and use the site footer in the layout. So below this, I'm just going to say site footer, just like this. Okay, so now if you just go down, we have the footer. So I'm just also going to ask to give me the we can just like from put this in the footer. Let's try to customize where we have this one. Let me add this. Now this is where we use our logo, so I'm just going to go here and add the logo. So here say logo just like this, and okay. On it the background doesn't match, so we can also have it like in dark. Like here we just have when you are just wanting to put it on the light or on the dark, like we can just like choose, for instance, this one fits very well on the background of white, while this one it doesn't. So I can also make this one, the logo, to take in the, maybe we just say dark or light. So we can just say variant. We just pass in here variant, and just going to say the dark. So just go to the logo. I will say here we'll have a variant, and now this variant will have a type. So just say here variant will have a type of dark or light, just like this. And then we can just use this variant. Okay, so for instance, by default I'm just going to give this variant is equal to dark. Is it dark or light? Just say here is light. By default is light. Like we're just going to reference it here on the background here, if the background is light or the background is dark. So if the background is dark, everything is going to be in white. So if for instance the background is, I could just like just do an if statement here. Instead I say if variant is equal to dark, for instance, so default is light, and I could just say return this else. So you're gonna say here else return this. So here just going to modify instead bg blue, this is going to be bg white. Okay, and then maybe text blue 800. And then even this one is going to be text blue 50 maybe. This first C in the site header, I'm just going to say that this is not required. So let me just go in this, and I'm just going to make this I think it can also be owner. So I'm just going to say it's not required. Okay, so that we don't need to change anything, I can just go to the footer. We already gave it variant. Okay, so you can see it changes to this. Okay, like to white version or something, which is just like okay, and this one remains in the dark version. So we can just create those two versions. We can make this one better if you want, and I don't know. This one, logo. This one you can make it text of 100. Let's say 200. How does it look like? Okay, I don't know. Like, you can just like leave all of it, and then you give it like 50, or you give it like 100. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just going to leave it from here. The footer. There is one more thing I just want to put, and the footer is also responsive. Yeah, so you can see the footer is also responsive, looking nice. One thing, maybe we just put the date to be here. I'm just going to go to the footer. So in the footer, I'm just going to go to where we have at this here, I'm just going to put brackets, and let's say new date, just like this, dot get Fourier. So you can just call this function, should be able to get us the Fourier just like this. And now the last one should be the, by the way, you say like this is really nice, like it is having that fixed also thing going on. And then I'm just going to add one more thing, guys, before we end this. I'm just going to add the pricing. So I'm just going to go stay on this. We have the pricing sections, two variants. Okay, we have this one, and then we also have this one. I don't know which one would be really good for this, but I'm just going to use this one. So just get the code. I'm just going to come to pricing, front end. I'm just going to say pricing. Okay, .tsx, and let's add this code. I'm just going to change this one to pricing. Okay, one thing I want to change, just going to change the description. I also change the div where this these buttons are located in. Let's go and use this, and we see how it looks like. I'm just going to bring it in the page after this. So say pricing, just like this. After the features, we didn't finish the features, but let's just like see here. Okay, so this is already working, but I wanted them to be like in this. I think maybe just going to do that in the next section. But what I want is this to be given a title, a nice title, description, and all these things. Can I just like give all these components to, I'm just going to say that fill in. So I'm just going to here, I'm just going to say please add relevant data in this pricing component. Okay, so you're just going to add this pricing component, and then I will see how it will modify it. Now normally when this features. Normally what I normally do is I first duplicate the original one just like this, and then I remain with this one. Sometimes it hallucinates and it starts adding its own things, and you find you have lost the original one, so you don't need to simply copy and paste. It might just like find it has changed something in it. Let me just go ahead and modify this. I'm wondering why we have some problems. Has it completed? Seems like everything is where. And copy, move everything, and let's add. Now already there is some problems. That's exactly what I was telling you, that it can do some modifications, but then it can you can end up removing some things again. So like this, the anch tag. So basically there is somewhere we need to put this a. Okay, so at the end I just remove this one. It was the anch tag. Start a free trial. Let's just go and see. Okay, so you just like added annual save 17%. Let's see here. It seems like just like really get a complete access to comprehensive school management system with all features included, perfect for schools of any size, flexible scaling. Okay. I think this is good. I think this is not consistent with this. I feel like here we're just going to use the other component. Okay, so then I'm just going to do inside the pricing. This part here, we're just going to bring in this section header. Start with the title, which is pricing. So that is pricing, and then we add title, description, and finally we add what is the last one? Can tap here and they tell you heading. So for this, I'm just going to say transparent. That is the heading. And then for the description, we have it here. Can remove the description. Okay, let's see how this looks like right now. Pricing. Okay, I think this is because of the max width. If I just remove the this max width and text center, how does this become? Okay, I think this is okay, transparent and pre-student. I think like pre-student, it cannot be pre-student, but the good thing is here that it has added all the things we wanted to add. Okay, let me see this text, everything you need. Maybe just make it text Excel, this one. Yeah. And then this one we can just like say maybe to Excel. Okay, it is already to Excel. Okay. I think this looks fine for now. This pricing is favorable for a person who just like need in a can either, because it's going to be a SaaS, people can the school can choose to pay annually or monthly. Now we are not going to add any we are not going to add like a subscription fee while the school, because this at the end of the day, if it is going to be in your country, you are going to install this. Okay, you have to go and install this, even orient the system and everything. So really we don't need to complicate to add like the payment of the system, the subscription, like with Stripe, and you're going to end up using the payment gateway in your own country. So when you go to install the system, we're going to be somehow realistic where we are going to use this system. So this system is going to be basically used like in your own area, and you're just going to go convince a school. It's going to be multi school, like you can have it having like multiple schools, but I mean the payment part itself is going to be like they pay you and then you give them the system, or you register them on the system. Somehow it's not just like the way you see an e-commerce that you're uploading a product. It has like a lot of things that they need to do, so you have to train them, you have to do a lot of things. But so far in the first video, we have the landing page. I'm just going to go ahead and deploy. Now high chances are this will not pass. You can just say confirm for every component that you don't have here things which are not used on top here. If you have not used anything, remove it. Pricing copy, you can delete it. Logo cloud, hero section, so like this link we didn't use it, and then this badge we didn't use it. Then grid features, small title, we didn't use it. Then in the dashboard preview, we have everything, page, everything, layout. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and deploy this, like push. So git add dot and git commit -m. Can just say maybe landing page complete. It's not yet complete, we still have that grid section, but and git push. Okay, so I'm just like pushing all this now, and it is how many minutes past? 21 minutes past, 2 hours. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and see how this is going to go through on Versailles. Okay, so you can see it is here building, and immediately we have this and no used vars in the site header. And also you have here this in the UI input error, and an interface declaring member is equivalent to its super type, a TypeScript ESNT, no empty this. So that's like the problem I have with this new TypeScript. Like this one has no problem, like in the site header. Really would go in the site header, I will just go in the site header and see here you have an unused vars. That is very okay to remove them, like all these ones, all these, all these. Okay, And then in the site footer, we don't have anything. Okay. So the problem I have is now this one. So you can see this is under UI input, which is actually from shared CN. If you just go to the UI input, okay, so you will start like fighting now with the things this side. I don't know. I think it's this one. You see? So for instance, you remove that one, it causes the error, and this object is exactly what is bringing the error. So what we're just going to do is to disable some of these rules. You can see this one. This is a TypeScript ESLint no empty object vars. So you can just like copy this. Either you can also right click on this link here. They have provided that you can disable. You can just go to this, or you can also type this in a browser. You look at how you can just like disable this. So you can see here, accept cookies. I don't want. So you can just say, are you googled, and this one I think it worked. You're just going to do this, but I'm just going to go here on my GitHub. I think I'll just also leave this one ESLint. So I have here the ESLint disable, how you can disable this. I think I will leave this link also. So you can just modify your ESLint JSON with this. If you just check right now, your ESLint JSON, I can search for it, ESLint. So right now it has this. It has Next core vitals and Next TypeScript, and it is this Next TypeScript that is having all those rules. So we can just like extend, and then we can just like add these rules. Okay, just going to go ahead and add these rules. It extends, and then I'm just going to comma, I add the rules. No used vars page, and then you can also just add this one, I guess, this rule here. No empty interface. Just like this. And now let's just like go ahead and push. Now if it removes, we're just going to remove this next TypeScript. Let's give it a try and see. And just going to go back to this. So I'm just going to wait for it, and we have an error. It must be still on this input, and we're just going to do, I'm just going to simply remove this next TypeScript. So this one is what I'm removing. If you see in this config file I provided from GitHub, I only just left only this object like this. So you can just like simply copy this object the way it is, all of it, just paste it here. Just like this, and let's push. This should just accept now. And it's just not only this one. It will, in the future, if you don't remove, it will be also affecting all other components from shard and even other libraries. If you use like Certainty UI, it was affecting them when I was trying it out. Let's just try seeing what is happening right now. I believe this one is going to go through. Just wait and we see. I just want to see, unless I can provide you a link, you can just check with. I will be also providing the link to what we are building right away in the description so that you can check it out in every episode, how it is changing. Okay. Yeah, and so far so good. Yeah, so it has gone through. You can just go ahead and check. And yeah, this is so far what we have. We have not added we haven't added the images, but this, after adding the images, will be looking really, really great. Okay, you can see we have all the features. Now we have to create also the things about all these features, just like this. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. Thank you so for watching this episode. You can just like check this one out. I will leave also a link in the description. I will also leave a link for this document. I will be using it in the future so much, so I will also be leaving this. And even these arrays, like these ones, we use it in different places. There is one we use it in the site header, like this one. You can just also add this one, like you can just go below here and I add like site header. Okay, site header features links, and I can add this, and then you can just like copy it and start from there instead. Okay, just to help you out. Now I would just like also put this in a gist. I think it would be just like better if I put in a gist. I don't know. I already have all this information here. I don't know what I will do, but I will just like share this document. You can just like use it. We also have other links in the. We have other links in the. I don't know, the pricing. I'm just going to leave them like this. At least you have this information. I will just share this document, and then you can just like use this information. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you in the second episode.